So it's been a day. I've already tried to record a video like 3 times, and none of it's working. So, today what I wanted to do was get into some indie horror. As you may or may not know, I have done horror game reviews in the past, and if you didn't know that, then you're probably not subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, you should be. So, what I'm gonna do for you today is review a bunch of little indie horror games. I've got about 5 of them on deck for you, and of course one of them is from Daddy Puppet Combo. So let's get rolling already, let's go! So the first game I played was Babysitter Bloodbath by Daddy of Daddy's Puppet Combo. You play a babysitter named Sarah who is babysitting a small child, and it kind of plays the way a slasher movie wants to play, where, you know, she's got like an active social life and she's asking about like, oh, what's the phone like? It's okay. I think is damning by faint praise is that it's okay. The graphics are not good. Even by PS1 standards, they are not good. The glass staircase was much better. I actually have to do some research before I can continue to slander this. Okay, so this is actually not a beta, so it kind of doesn't have an excuse to look like that. The glass staircase was a lot better in terms of how the game looks, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the game is not worth your time, because the atmosphere, like usual, is outstanding. I couldn't get past the second puzzle, and I was about 30 minutes in, so I basically said, fuck it, enjoy starving, child. The next game that I looked at was Hollowhead, and it reminded me a lot of The Static Speaks My Name, in that I was similarly lost. A lot of the design elements are very similar to it, and it was just a good time. I think I was drawn a lot more to that because it had kind of a more psychological edge to it, with, you know, the whole like, oh, you can't trust anybody, but you have to go trust somebody. The game ended up losing me where it became more like SCP more than anything else, in that, you know, you're running around and you don't really know how to get past these monsters, but you do need to get past them. The good news is that the autosaves and the checkpoints have your back. If you have more patience/time than me, I would actually recommend checking this one out. Moving on. Next is Bonbon, and this is probably the best one on the list. Holy crap. So, I initially was kind of meh about it because I looked at, you know, what it's listed as, and like, I saw the list for like, oh, parental abuse of a child, and I was like, yep, okay, I played a Wolfenautum, I kind of know how this goes. But I wanted to give it a shot because it seemed the most polished out of everybody, and I was kind of right. The menu lets you mess with a little bit more than anyone else in this list did. The imagery is god-awful and therefore perfect. It was the only one of the set that I beat. I'm not going to spoil it, not because it's, you know, this terribly deep game, but because it might be deeper than I think, and I don't want to sound like a goddamn idiot. There's a lot of the game that I don't quite get, but I also get the feeling that I'm not supposed to get it. Next is Noctem. I only was able to find the alpha for this, I think that's all that's out right now. And it's very Layers of Fearsy, aka my trash. The wandering around a mansion looking for a family member storyline is very much within the things that I like, and that mansion actually looks really nice and I would chill in there. It also kind of reminds me of Gone Home, in the sense that it sort of looks like the sister was aiming for a little bit more than she bargained for, and you're kind of picking up the pieces, so I'm kind of into that. And hey, for once you get to be a faceless woman instead of a faceless man. I ended up quitting before the time was up because I couldn't figure out how to open up my inventory, so a control screen or like figuring out how to bind your keys would be nice. And then lastly is Please Follow, and the only thing I can really say about this one is that it had fluid movement. The puzzles are kind of obtuse. I ended up quitting around my second one. It's too distracted by its own aesthetic to be a good experience for its player. And what I mean by that is, it looks like a janky PS1 game, but it's possible to look and play like a janky PS1 game without frustrating people the same way that janky PS1 games do. So, take that for what it's worth, although it might just be enough for the bus ride home. The light changed while I played all of those games for you. Also, I took my lipstick off because I ended up eating dinner in the middle of all that. So if I had to summarize those 5 games or like give a theme to them, it would be I liked it, but. I liked it, but I couldn't figure out the puzzle. I liked it, but the aesthetic was screwing up the experience. I liked it, but it was too short. All of these games are independent, and they're gonna make more mistakes because there's less people working on them usually. But I would encourage people to go and look at more independent games. That's where you're going to find things that are unique, or at least things that are slightly different from, what's usually being churned out these days. If I had to rank them, I would say that it goes Bonbon, Noctem, Hollowhead, Babysitter Bloodbath, and then Please Follow. And then that's kind of all I have for you guys today. I understand that this is a shorter video, but I tried to record a different video earlier and that fell flat, and then I tried to re-record it and that fell flat. So this is my final product of the day. I'm sorry if that doesn't gel with you, but if it does gel with you, let me know, and I'll try to do more little indie collections, or if you want to see me do more long plays or let's plays of these indies, let me know. I'm open to any kind of feedback, critique, whatever. Please be sure to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. It lets me know that you are enjoying what I'm doing here. Also, thumbs up the video. Aren't we so glad that I don't have to flirt anymore? Like, I already have a person, I can just do that to her. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. I think there's one more. And that's all I got for you. If no one has told you that they loved you yet today, know that I do. I'm gonna go take all this makeup off. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.